There's something wrong with these mountains. The colors don't blend the way natural landscapes usually do. They separate, cleanly, layer after layer, red, orange, yellow, almost like stripes, and the shapes don't help either. Instead of chaotic rock formations, everything flows in smooth curves, like waves frozen in place. It looks controlled, designed, intentional, like someone spent years shaping the land into something visually perfect. But no one did. This is Zhangye Danxia in China, a place where the ground itself looks like a painting that somehow became real. And once you understand how it formed, it only gets stranger. On where this place is. This landscape is located in Gansu province, in northern China, far from the typical tourist routes most people know. It stretches across a wide open region, filled with layered hills and ridges that rise gently from the ground. From a distance, it almost doesn't look like rock. The surface appears soft, like it could crumble under your feet, but it's solid, built from compacted layers of sandstone and mineral-rich deposits. The scale is hard to grasp at first. What seems like small formations quickly turns into an entire system of mountains extending across the horizon. And the deeper you go into the area, the more the patterns repeat. Not randomly, but with a strange consistency that makes the entire place feel structured. 2. Why the colors exist. The colors here aren't added on top of the rock. They're inside it. Each layer was formed during a different period, under different environmental conditions. Over time, minerals settled into the sediment, especially iron, which later oxidized and created those strong red and orange tones. Other minerals introduced yellows, browns, and subtle variations that appear depending on light and angle. What makes this place unusual isn't just the presence of color, but how cleanly each layer stays separated. Instead of blending like most geological formations, the colors remain distinct, forming visible bands that stretch across entire hillsides. It's like reading layers of time, except instead of fossils, what you see are colors. 3. How the shapes took form. Originally, these layers were flat. Over time, tectonic movements slowly pushed the land upward, bending and folding the rock into curved formations. Then erosion started doing its part. Wind carved the softer areas. Rain reshaped the surface. Temperature changes caused expansion and contraction. Little by little, the straight lines turned into flowing curves. And instead of breaking the structure apart, erosion actually revealed it, exposing the layers in a way that makes them more visible and more defined. What you see today is not just what was built, but what was gradually uncovered. 4. Why it feels artificial. There's a reason this place feels fake at first glance. Nature usually creates irregular patterns, sharp changes, random disruptions. But here, everything seems aligned. The curves follow each other. The colors stay organized. The transitions feel smooth, almost controlled. There's very little visual noise. That creates a strange effect. Your brain starts treating the landscape as if it were designed, like a digital render where every element has been adjusted for visual balance. But nothing here was adjusted. It just ended up looking that way. 5. The way light changes everything. The colors don't stay the same throughout the day. In softer light, early in the morning, the landscape looks more muted. The reds fade into warmer tones, and the contrast between layers becomes less aggressive. As the sun rises higher, everything intensifies. The colors become sharper. The separation between layers becomes clearer. The entire landscape starts to look almost saturated, and then, near sunset, shadows stretch across the curves, emphasizing the shape of every ridge. It's the same place, but visually, it keeps shifting. 6. What it feels like to stand there. Up close, the illusion starts to break, but not in the way you might expect. The rock is rough, the surface is uneven, the ground feels solid and dry, but the visual effect doesn't disappear. Instead, it gets more confusing, because even when you know it's real, the patterns still don't feel natural. Your brain keeps trying to interpret it as something artificial, and the scale adds to that. The formations stretch far beyond what you can see clearly, making it difficult to fully process where one hill ends and another begins. 7. Why it needs protection. Despite how solid it looks, this landscape is vulnerable. The layers that create those clean visual lines can be damaged by something as simple as repeated foot traffic. And once those surfaces are disturbed, the patterns don't just grow back. That's why much of the area is now protected, with specific paths and viewing platforms. It's an attempt to balance access with preservation, because what took millions of years to form can be altered much faster than people realize. 8. Why it stays with you. Places like this don't just look different, they feel different. There's a disconnect between what you expect to see and what's actually in front of you. Your brain searches for something familiar, but doesn't quite find it. And that's what makes it memorable. Not just the colors, not just the shapes, but the fact that it doesn't fit easily into anything you've seen before. Zhangye Danxia doesn't break the rules of nature. It follows them, just over a time scale that's difficult to imagine. Layer after layer, shift after shift. Erosion slowly revealing what was already there, until the result starts to look intentional, almost like design. But it isn't. It's just what happens when natural processes continue long enough, without interruption. And sometimes that's enough to create something that doesn't quite look real.